Very good morning, students. Welcome to the e-learning session of Science and Technology. In today's lecture, we will learn about sorting materials into different groups. In the given slide, you can see various objects used in our day-to-day life, whether it is a wooden chair or table, whether it is a cup or a glass, whether it is a toy, fruits and vegetables. All these objects can be classified into some group or the other. So, the question arises, what is classification? The process of grouping objects based on a criteria is called classification. The best example of classification is our cupboard. In our cupboard, we arrange different things into different sections. For example, we arrange our clothes in one section and we arrange our stationery things in different section. Again, we arrange different clothes in different types of sections and we arrange different stationery things in different sections so that it can be easy for us to find a particular thing. So now the question is, what is the need for classification? Classification is useful to us because it helps to organize things in a way that is easy to find, and it also allows the systematic study of objects. Now, to understand classification, we need to know what is a matter. So, matter is anything that has mass and it occupies space. So, now the question is, what is mass and what is the space occupied by an object? Mass is a measurement of how much matter is there in an object, whereas space occupied by a matter is known as its volume. In the slide, you can see different objects, all are having some mass and all of them occupies some space. So, all of these objects can be termed as a matter. Now, any matter can be classified on the basis of different properties. First of them is appearance. On the basis of appearance, you can classify a matter as a lustrous or non-lustrous. Luster is a property due to which some materials shine. For example, if you take a golden coin or a diamond in your hand, you will see a shining surface. Hence, it can be said possessing luster. But if you take a wooden block, you won't find any shining surface. Hence, it is not a lustrous substance. All the matters can be classified into solid, liquid, and gas. These are the states of any matter. So, solid, in the force of attraction between the particles in solid is very strong. Hence, the molecules are tightly packed. As the molecules are tightly packed, there is less space between the molecules and the molecules show very slow movement. As a result, all the solid substance have predefined shape and volume. Next state of matter is liquid. In liquid, the force of attraction between the particles is weak and the molecules are loosely packed. Hence, the molecules have more space compared to that of solid, and as a result, molecules can slide over other but stay together. Therefore, solids do not have predefined shape but they have predefined volume. Next state of matter is gas. In gas, the force of attraction between the particle is very weak and the molecules are very loosely packed. So, the molecules are very far from each other and hence the movement of molecules is free. Due to these properties, gaseous matter do not have predefined shape or volume. Now, in spite of having particular state of matter, all the matter can be changed from one state to another by changing its temperature and pressure. The first term comes here is melting. The process through which solid changes into liquid by heating is called melting. The best example is when ice is taken out from a refrigerator, it comes into a high temperature and hence changes into liquid. This process is called melting. Next term comes sublimation, the process by which solid directly turns into liquid without changing into liquid is called sublimation. Next term is sublimation, the process by which solid directly turns into gaseous without changing into liquid is called sublimation. The best example of sublimation is a camphor, which directly turns from a solid state to a gaseous state. The third term is evaporation. Evaporation is a process by which liquid changes into gas upon heating. The example of evaporation is a boiling water which changes from liquid to gaseous state. The next term is freezing. The process by which liquid changes into solid upon cooling is called freezing. The example of freezing is ice, which when a liquid water is kept under high cooling conditions in a refrigerator, then it changes into a solid state called ice. Diffusion, the natural property of gases to mix with each other, is called diffusion. And condensation is a process by which gaseous changes into liquid upon cooling. Now, the classification of substance based on their solubility. So, solids and liquids can be classified on the basis of their solubility as soluble and insoluble, or miscible and immiscible respectively. In the classification of solid, we can find soluble and insoluble substances. Soluble substances are the substances that dissolve in water, for example, salt, detergent, and baking soda, whereas insoluble substances are the substances that do not dissolve in water, for example, wax, steel, grease, and glass. The liquids can be classified as miscible and immiscible. Miscible liquids are that dissolve with each other, and immiscible liquids are those that do not dissolve with each other. The example of miscible liquids is lemon juice, cough syrup, and honey, whereas kerosene, oil, mercury, nail polish can be termed as immiscible liquids. Now, the gases can also be classified as soluble gases and insoluble gases. Oxygen, carbon dioxide, and ammonia are soluble gases, whereas nitrogen, carbon monoxide, and hydrogen are insoluble gases. Now we will classify the objects based on conduction of heat. So, an object can be a good conductor of heat or a bad conductor of heat. Good conductors are those materials that conduct heat or energy, whereas bad conductors are those materials that cannot conduct heat or energy. The example for good conductor is aluminium, copper, zinc, and brass, whereas the bad conductors are plastic and wood. Now we have noticed that if we take a frying pan, then the handle of that is made of plastic or wood. It is because plastic and wood are bad conductors of heat, and hence it makes us comfortable to touch the handle. Any object can also be classified based on transparency. In transparency, an object can be classified as transparent, translucent, or opaque. Transparent objects are the objects that allow light to pass through them completely, for example, glass and clean water. Translucent objects are the objects that allow light to pass through them partially, for example, frosted glass or turbid glass. Whereas opaque objects are the objects that do not allow the light to pass through them, for example, cardboard and milk. Objects can also be classified on the basis of hardness. An object can either be hard or be soft. Density is defined as a mass contained in a unit volume of a substance. The objects can also be classified based on density. This classification includes floating objects and sinking objects. Objects which are lighter in water will float on water. Such substances are called floating objects, for example, wax and wood, whereas the objects which are heavier than water will sink in water, for example, iron. Such objects are called sinking objects. That's all the lecture for today. Thank you and have a nice day.